Now, Patriots, what I'm about to reveal will shake you to your core. A high-level insider just walked out of one of the most prestigious Harvard programs on earth. What they witnessed behind those lecture hall doors that's occurring in China belongs in science fiction, but it is real. Now, just imagine what our intelligence agencies would say if they knew what we are about to show you. Now, the mainstream media won't touch this story. The global elite want it buried, but tonight we're going to show you exactly what they are developing in those hidden Chinese facilities and why it should terrify every single American. And while we investigate these disturbing developments from China's labs, staying healthy isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. Almost half of adults in the United States have high blood pressure, and many don't even know it. This triple action formula helps support blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar using ingredients like white mulberry leaf and cinnamon bark powder. It's all natural, doctor reviewed and trusted by thousands plus. It helps reverse insulin resistance and weight management. You'll feel the difference. Backed by a 60-day guarantee, ships fast, and is currently up to 40% off. Go to boostwithgary.com to order today. That's boostwithgary.com. It is linked below our YouTube video. All right, so this is crazy. I had a phone call. A friend of mine went to a Harvard program and learned some very startling things. This is only one thread of information that he shared with me. And I'm going to be revisiting this conversation. This is only the beginning. Yes, China is now racing to grow superhumans in artificial wombs. You heard that correctly. A whistleblower fresh from a classified Harvard program says Beijing is fast-tracking mass artificial womb births to engineer superhuman elites. Scale and speed dwarf the media claims, posing vast risks. That's right. So let's dig deeper into this now. We have a report directly from the White House. Before we go further, let's go to Tom McCullough to hear what we've uncovered, exposing China's plan to mass produce genetically modified superhumans in artificial wombs.
Information. Hey guys, I'm Tom McCullough at the White House, reporting for the Next News Network, bringing you the stories the legacy media refuses to touch. And what I'm about to tell you is not a rumor. It's not speculation. It's not pulled from the corners of the internet. This is exclusive information directly from a high-level GOP insider who just walked out of one of the most secretive and elite policy programs in the country. A closed-door Harvard session attended by a former CIA official, sitting ambassadors, scientists from Yale and Stanford, and yes, even Obama and Biden administrative appointees. And what he told us on the phone? It's beyond shocking. It's horrifying. So, according to our source, China is now using artificial wombs to grow full-term babies in just 2 months. 2 months. But it's not just the speed, it's what they're growing. Genetically engineered humans programmed before birth to be stronger, faster, and smarter than anything the natural world could ever produce. So imagine children's preloaded to speak 5 languages and outfit like NFL athletes. Imagine armies of them, because that's what this is, an army. China isn't just tampering with biology. They're building a biological force, one they plan to unleash on the world. Our sources told us that these programs are backed by China's military and biotech sectors and supported by artificial intelligence systems so advanced, even the CIA officials at Harvard program called them a moral nightmare. One top-level intel officer reportedly said this, and I quote, "I don't believe in God, but what I saw in that room was playing God. And if we don't do it, China will win. But if we do it, we might destroy ourselves." So that's the choice we're being forced to make: moral suicide or national suicide. And let that sink in. Now, here's where it gets even more dangerous. China is reportedly using artificial wombs monitored by AI systems, what they call nanny programs, to grow embryos without any human involvement. No mother, no father, just tubes and control panels. Our insiders said they've already been experimenting on animals, even primates, and that human trials, they may already be underway. And while the rest of the world, America included, is still fighting over pronouns and electric cars, China is quietly engineering a generation of superhumans. They're editing DNA to increase intelligence, to boost strength, to eliminate emotion, and they're doing it faster than any regulatory body can do. So I don't say this lightly, but this is a national security threat of the highest order. Let me say that again. China's artificial womb and genetic modification program is a clear and present danger to the future of civilization. If Donald Trump does not step in, and soon, we could lose the greatest asset we've ever had, our humanity. This is no longer about politics. This is about survival. Do you want to live in a world where nations compete, not with ideas or innovations, but with genetically engineered populations manufactured for dominance? Because that's where we're heading. You did not hear this on Fox. You didn't read it in the Washington Post. You heard it here from someone who was in the room, who heard the plans, saw the charts, and told us everything. We're giving you the exclusive access to what's really happening inside the global biotech race. This is stuff you're not going to see anywhere else. And let me be crystal clear. This isn't science fiction anymore. It might sound like science fiction. This is science fact. And unless we stop it, China will rewrite the future and they won't even need to fire a shot. So this is your warning. The clock is ticking. And if Donald Trump, and if you're watching, you need to shut this down before it shuts us down and the rest of the world down. And guys, I'm outside the White House. I'm reporting with the Next News Network. God bless. Hey guys.
Okay, let's dig deeper now into that nanny system. Chinese scientists have developed an AI nanny to monitor embryos grown in artificial wombs, regulating temperature, nutrition, and growth milestones without human intervention. It's not sci-fi. It's now China's already scaling deployment. The artificial womb has been created. Genetic engineering milestone. In 2018, China's He Jiankui shocked the world by announcing the birth of gene-edited babies. His use of CRISPR to make children immune to HIV crossed every single ethical line and signaled China's willingness to weaponize genetic science, state-linked research. Now there's global ethical concerns. China's gene editing ambitions triggered fierce global condemnation. Scientists warned of a Pandora's box, designer babies, eugenics, irreversible consequences, but Beijing pressed forward undeterred by international outrage or ethical warnings. Artificial womb capabilities. China's artificial wombs may soon carry embryos to term entirely outside of the human body. Combined with AI, these systems could industrialize human reproduction, selectively engineered, mass monitored, and state regulated. Getting some serious Matrix vibes on this one. Rapid development timeline. Insiders suggest China's target is a full-grown, viable infant in under 60 days. Now, God made the plan perfect. 9 months gestation. Now, man is intervening. Chinese scientists intervening with God's perfect plan to fast track the growth of the human embryo in 60 days. Think about that. There's a reason that God wants us to gestate for 9 months. There's a reason. 2-month gestation may sound insane, but rapid stem cell cycling, nanotech nutrient systems, and AI monitoring make it plausible within the next few years. Enhanced cognitive abilities. Chinese researchers claim they're editing genes to enhance brain development. Some trials target linguistic capacity, imagining children fluent in 5 languages by the age of 3. The dream, a generation of hyper-intelligent super citizens. Physical augmentation. Sources say embryos are being edited for increased bone density, muscle growth, and metabolic efficiency. The goal to create future Olympic-tier soldiers and athletes, each one genetically sculpted in a lab before birth. Superhuman development. CRISPR technology utilization. CRISPR is China's scalpel. With precision edits to embryonic DNA, they can delete disease or add enhancements. The line between medicine and militarized engineering, well, China isn't crossing it, they are erasing it. Genetic engineering is happening in China. Now, research on animal models. China has grown full mammal embryos in artificial wombs, dogs, even primates, using nutrient-rich fluids and robotic support systems. Human trials are not confirmed officially, but that line may have already been crossed. Yep, they are just giddy. This disgusting science. International regulations. Beijing has little regard for global biotech treaties. One researcher put it bluntly, China doesn't follow rules, they write them. As other nations argue ethics, China builds, and their defiance fuels a genetic arms race. Terrifying. Laws are not our chains. We write rules with iron pens. The world bends, and we ascend. Now, the global implications, because the tech won't stay in labs. If normalized, it will redefine birth, parenthood, and national power. Nations with gene-edited populations will dominate. Those who hesitate may become second-tier societies in the emerging biohierarchy towards the superhuman. Potential for inequality. Genetic enhancement will be expensive. Rich elites may become genetically superior while the poor fall further behind. The gap between the modified and the natural could birth a caste system more rigid than anything in human history. Psychological considerations. So what happens to children grown in labs? Pre-edited for perfection. Experts warn of identity crisis, depression, and social pressure. When you're born to be a genius, who are you when you fail? Or when your DNA was someone else's choice? Think about that. The long-term health risks, CRISPR's not flawless, off-target mutations, long-term organ instability, immune complications are all risks. Artificial womb children could suffer hidden defects years later, making them guinea pigs for a permanent generational experiment. The long-term risks. We do have no idea when you mess with God's perfection. Scientific community's response. Some scientists urge caution. Others cheer innovation, but there's no consensus. Even top U.S. researchers admit China is moving too fast to catch up with, leaving committees stuck debating while China rewrites the species. Need for global dialogue. Without a global treaty on artificial reproduction and gene editing, we are heading into chaos. Nations need to unite fast to set real lines, red lines, because once one country succeeds, others will be forced to follow or fall behind. Public awareness and education. Most people have no clue that this is even happening. Governments and media avoid it. Schools don't teach it. If the public doesn't wake up, they'll find themselves living under genetic regimes they never consented to or even saw coming. The call to action. This is not theoretical. It's unfolding right now. Public, scientists, and lawmakers must demand transparency and oversight. Human dignity, liberty, and the definition of life itself are on the line. Silence is consent, and delay is surrender. So stay informed. Follow the Next News Network on X for exclusive breakdowns on China's bioengineering agenda, genetic warfare, and the technologies reshaping humanity. We're tracking what legacy media won't touch. So get informed and get loud. Stay informed and follow us for more. So the revelations that you have just witnessed about China's artificial womb program aren't just disturbing, they're a wake-up call to every American. While we're debating pronouns, they're engineering the future. But here's what we need to ask ourselves. Could this technology be more advanced than anyone suspects? Is this just the beginning of something that will change warfare forever? What's the true aim of the program? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure, if you want to support our work, you go to the Next News merch shop and grab some latest gear.